I know. Let's see. Share to a group. All right, I'm sharing to. Hi, good morning, MS Live people on YouTube. Please give me a second while I share our live coverage, peer support coverage with everybody on Facebook. Uh, so I'll do that. And what I'd like to do today is spend a day with you guys answering, asking questions and answering with each other. And I'll just read. So today is total peer support. You guys are the experts. Let me see here. I'm almost done here, multiples. And if I'm in a group and you are a on Facebook and you are administrator of this group there and you don't like this there, put an email or a message and ask me, don't post these videos in your group, because I just, this is just people with MS who need each other there. And I recognize I'm not in competition. MS Society has one. Daniel, you're here, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed you're here. So I'm not in competition. Again, this is not my group. Even though if you go to YouTube and you subscribe to my channel, I am dedicating this time, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, to having this peer support group. Again, I am a big fan of the MS Association. They have cooling equipment. They also have disability equipment. If you're having problems in your shower, if you call them, there is a wonderful let me just finish. I think, all right, I think that's it there. They have wonderful resources for you. They have a lending library and that kind of stuff. Daniel, Nadine's here. Hi, Nadine. Again, if you're on Facebook and you want to be part of the chat there, go to YouTube and subscribe to Dulci Hill, and you'll be able to go directly to this live video and chat. Nadine, we're talking today about symptoms and how we can deal with having MS. Common symptoms there. I find depression is a big one because a lot of us have secondary chronic progressive. I've had MS for 34 years, I believe. I'm not a detail person, so you can call my family and they'll tell you better. I think my former husband will tell you, because I got diagnosed like 3 months after we got married there. Again, so talk, Josiana. Hi. Right. That is wonderful. And I have a list of regulars. So if you're a regular and you come here for mutual support and you want to send me your name, your age, type of MS, and the medication you're on there, I can add you to the list of this is our support group list there. And again, if you are watching this on YouTube, there, Susan's here. Susan, you know what? Richard will be thrilled to know, because we've got a couple people in their 70s who have MS. So you're not alone there. It's interesting. Teach us a lot depending on how long you've had MS. Talk about the different symptoms that it's so hard to live with. MS is very much like getting up and having to run a marathon every day. We have to really set our minds to having a good, productive day. What are we going to do that's productive? And And I like to tell people, start with your mind, body, and spirit. If you can separate these three. Hi, Chris. Oh, you're here. Yes, Chris is here. Okay, so if you can do something good for your mind, good for your body, and good for your spirit, and with me, I like to start with thinking, let me do a good turn. Let me do something nice for someone else. If I can do that throughout the day, as well as making a nice meal, I'm exercising. Yesterday, I went to the gym and I swam, which is easy to do. I swim. But after I was done showering, I went into the main gym and I lifted weight. I did chest. I did some on the nautical machines, and I did a little back there. Jane, Jane, you're here. Oh, my Jane from Coeur d'Alene. Do you realize how wonderful sing-songy that is? Jane is a residential expert. She has a lot to teach us. I've learned a lot from Jane and Jessica. I didn't. Good morning, Jessica. Uh, you know what? I just realized, Jessica, you're not on our list of regulars there. So when you get a chance, put down your age, the type of MS you have, where you live, and what medication you're on. Jessica, if you can do that, and you choose to, and same thing with you, Susan. If you can do that, then I know you're part of the regulars there. Because I know, and I get to pray for you, and I like that. I like that. Every once in a while I wake up in the morning, and I always, it's funny, I always pray. Uh, Before I put the food down for the dogs, I make my breakfast, I make the dogs breakfast, and I make my husband's breakfast, and then I give thanks to the Lord, and inevitably, somebody's name pops in my head. Marcy. Oh my gosh, how wonderful! Oh my God. I just used the Lord's name in vain. All right, Marcy. Forgive me, Jesus. Anyway, Marcy, definitely. Again, age, type of MS, where you live, and what medication you're on. Then I'll put you on the constant prayer list. So, what are some uh, symptoms that everybody has been dealing with Thursday? What are some? I know that just the fatigue has been killing me. And yesterday was in the upper 90s here in Bel Air, Maryland. There, so I went down to the pool, and I was in the pool. I did laps, but the water was so warm there. You know what? And I have my pen. I don't know. There's my pen. Uh, so what you're looking at Facebook, this dead air, this pregnant pause there, is that I'm writing down. Susan, you're a Jersey girl. Where, Susan Lewis? Where in Jersey? I'm a Jersey girl. Where in Jersey? Susan just let us know that she's from Jersey. And a lot of people, Chris is talking about heat and humidity here in Arkansas. Chris is in Arkansas there. Susan's from New Jersey. Susan is from hi on Facebook. Every once in a while I can see who's watching there. So I've got some classmates there. Hi, Karen. And Christine. I know who has MS and who doesn't, who's been following me, who subscribed over here. Christine, if there's a way you can jump over, let's see, Susan, if you can jump over to YouTube, if there's a way you can jump over to YouTube and get involved in the chat, their support there, because again, this is MS Live, and I'm only your host. You guys are the stars there. And when Karen gets here, she's the one who does the time checks for me. because I have no idea what I'm a hot mess. If you want professional people to talk to you there instead of somebody who's had MS, I have the experience of dealing with so many of these symptoms there. But all right, let me put down Susan from NJ so it doesn't get going. And Jessica, you're from Jessica. I have that. I think Jessica, I think you're on. No, no. All right, Jessica is all right. So everybody can see Jessica. Just let us know that. Uh, let's see. I just lost it. She is from New Jersey, and she okay. Let's see. Jessica's from New Jersey, Oak Groves. Most people are on Oak Groves, which is really nice. And there's a lot of people on. Oh, Jessica's 57. All right, so I put that down wrong there. Uh, Nadine, Jersey's in the house. Where in New Jersey? Because New Jersey is represented. Pamo, yeah, I've got you down. Pam is from California. I have you down, Pam, as regular, but I don't have what type of MS you have and where you live there. Uh, not okay. Now we're talking about symptoms that have been bothering us since last Thursday, and Jane is talking about cognitive numbness in inner legs. Me too, and in the inner arms, and the list goes on. You know, Jane, it's interesting you say that because my hand, as my broken hand's healing there, I noticed last couple days I can't feel my legs at all. I'm walking, the balance is really bad, but it's the legs there. And the other day, I actually resorted to my scooter. I rode back and forth in my little house on the scooter, but it didn't. Most of you know, I got too impatient. I had to park the scooter, get the walker, and make that happen. Where in New Jersey? Let's all find out where in New Jersey, because New Jersey, I love it. I love it. What was it? Susan said Bergen County. Nadine said Jersey's in the house. You know, I know Bergen County. That's North Jersey. Back when I was a football fan, I used to designate a Giants fan versus Eagles fan, North versus South there. And Bergen was North Jersey. You guys were Giants fans, but once you have MS and you know things that are important there, things change. It's no longer my football. Christine talks about fatigue there. It's interesting. Are our meds making us more fatigued? Because I am on a half a Ritalin I took at 8:30 this morning. It was so all right. Monmouth. I almost went to Monmouth College there. So you got Jersey's, North Jersey's in the house. I'm a South Jersey girl. I'm a Piney. And it's cool to call a South Jersey person a Piney until you live there and you're called by another South Jersey, oh, you're a Piney, and then it's on. What? You call me a Piney? I mean, it's bad. It's bad unless it's your spouse. There, my first husband was from Southern California, and I come from the land of the Jersey Devil. Mother leads 13. It's funny, and he actually was convinced he married the Jersey Devil. In fact, he got me a license plate that said Jersey Devil. He was convinced I was the Jersey Devil. Pam is talking about walking a lot more. Uh, but let me tell you something. What I've noticed is that even though it's really hard to walk when your legs are numb and you don't have energy, uh, one of the things that if we walk anyway, there, we don't lose the ability to walk. The more we give in to our disability, our scooters, our sitting in wheelchairs and stuff, the less likely it is we are to stand up. So again, relying on these disability equipment uh, can hurt us there. I Gone are the days of the cutlass roof riding, but they are fond memories there. In fact, I put that in the back of my high school yearbook. That was so much fun. I was a little bit of a wild child, and the person I was a wild child, one of my favorite people to be a wild child with is on here. Yeah, is watching there. So Tim, it's so good to see you. I made ribs, by the way, last night. I thought about your ribs there and baby back, and let me tell you, it was every bit as good as yours looked. Uh, um, but that's one of the things. Let me turn off. For some reason I'm getting too many notifications here. Let me do some privacy. There, I'm private now. All right, stay a while. No, it's so funny. I was so wild that there's very few people that needed a savior more than me. And I'm devout Christian only because if I have rules and I can stay by the rules there, then I can function. My mom said to me the other day, she says, I didn't think you were going to make it. I was positive I was going to be burying you, uh, and she's right. I almost she's right. I'm surprised I made it, but thank God. God had big plans for me there, but I have a lot of amends. Tim, I went back to Binkley's to give them some money for all the things I stole as a kid, as a rotten sociopathic kid there, and they closed Binkley's. Anyway, I'm so glad I'm not judged now for the sins of my past, but I sure as heck needed a savior. Um, anyway, yeah, wild. I started smoking at 10. I was 10 years old when I started smoking. Bad girl, bad girl. And it wasn't that I was so bad, is that I was so bored. I was attention deficit, and I believe, Tim, you were too. We were attention deficit before they had Ritalin. I think they put us on Ritalin early on. We might have been able to sit still in the chair there. Jane did tell. Jane, there's a couple people chiming in on this MS chat that is talking about being wild too, but then oh, you know what? It's funny. What do they say, Jane? And then she spent 38 years in law enforcement. And it's funny. What do they say? They say the brighter the flash, the darker the negative, right? And it's so funny how negative I used to be, and how wonderfully we can turn out. It's just this ball of potential that's not used in a right way. And I know that if I stuck to something, the only thing I ever stuck to, Tim, you would enjoy this, is that the only thing I ever stuck to was I graduated college, and I kept going to college. And why did I do that? I did it as a rebel. I did it because I was told I was too dumb to go to college there and to finish. I was the cute social kid that got along with everybody and but I wasn't smart there. If I was told I was smart, I might be a doctor. Which that's my biggest regret, and I don't think I could. You guys know I study so much of medicine and neurology, and I'm amazed that as vast as the stars and the universe is, uh, our bodies, our nerves, what's in our bodies is that vast. I'm telling you what, I was talking to somebody that said there's no way there can be a God. There's just too much out there. And I'm like, yeah, there's too much in there, not in our bodies, in our eyes. There's so much in our. It just there has to be intelligent design because it's more of a leap of faith to believe that something came from an intelligent design. There's no, you know, we think it's the way we think. Yeah. All right, roll it. And all right, so we're talking about symptoms there, and we're talking about rollators there, and yeah, and depression there. Depression is when, isn't it when you're sitting on the couch and your brain wants to do something, but your body is just so tired and you want to be productive and you're thinking, I'm Polly. Oh, you're Kia. I love Polly. Let me tell you something. Kia, this is on Facebook. Kia is one of my favorites. Kia. Oh, so you know what? You are. I got around your age. I know how old Kia is there, but Kia has been with me so long. But she is. How's Kia doing? She's not here, and I know she's not on medication there. So if you're here, it just tells me that Kia, something's going on with Kia. Why isn't Kia here? Do you know? Um, anyway, Polly, I wanted to let you know that, in fact, I'll let everybody on YouTube know that one of the members, one of us, her mother's here. Isn't it awesome that if we actually had a family member that cared enough about us to watch how to deal with these symptoms, how to deal with this trouble? Uh, um, Polly, I adore you, and I should add you to the list of prayers there. I thank God Kia has a mother that loves her enough to want to know how to best comfort her there. So, all right, Nadine said, all right, Nadine quit smoking. Okay, that's good. That's good. She's fine. All right. Polly said Kia's fine. She's just running errands today. What's the best thing we can do to help our symptoms? And somebody just talked about quitting smoking. 18 in North Jersey. Uh, Last April, she gave up smoking, and she gave up soda for 10 years. It was her anniversary. And it's funny, Nadine, because I gave up cigarettes probably when I was 26 there, and so I've been off cigarettes and also soda. I don't drink soda, but one of the wonderful things that they say there's a direct correlation to people who smoke and get MS. So there is some sort of correlation there. It may be because people who smoke also had risky behavior, head injuries. It doesn't mean that causation or uh, uh, um, causation doesn't necessarily mean what is the word for it? What the symptom doesn't mean that it leads to the problem. All right, I don't know. For instance, not everyone with who smokes has MS, and not everyone with MS smokes. But there is some sort of a correlation between smoking uh, and getting MS there. Uh, Here's another example. They say 1 out of 1,000% of 1 out of every 1,000 who are on to Sabri are at risk of PML, will get PML, which is a brain infection that can kill you. Well, here it is. There, it's the same odds of dying, not being in a house fire, dying in a house fire. All right, so you got to add yourself there. Do you smoke in bed? Do you have narcolepsy? Do you set fireworks off on your roof? It's there's a lot of factors. Uh, I, oh, all right, cute. Calvin. Oh, Kelvin. All right, that's funny. Or Josephus, or cute. Anyway, it's good you're here. Again, if you want to participate in the chat, you can go over uh, to uh, uh, to YouTube. Anyway, Bridget is talking about being 30 years old. All right, let me write that down here. Um, okay, Bridget, welcome, Bridget. She's 32 years old with relapsing remitting from Carroll. You're local. Oh, Carroll County. All right, you're from originally from County, but you moved to Las Vegas, and you're on Ocrevez. You are on Ocrevez. Most everyone on my list, all of you are on Ocrevez. There is a Facebook group, Ocrevez, people with Ocrevez there. You, Polly, you're very, very sweet. I wish I can't get caught up in how, because I would have fixed my hair. I see more problems. Don't we all look in the mirror and see more problems than we do beauty? But I think that's it's true. I'll let you guys know. We had in Southern California, we had a fitness studio, and I was teaching a weightlifting class with chairs, and there were 29 people behind me, women, and we're looking in the mirror, and we're doing, and there's one man, Cliff, there's one man there, uh, um, in this class there. I had a tonic spasm. Some of you may know tonic spasm, we like to call them, if you've never had them before, is a seizure. It's not a seizure, it's like your muscles just contract in a way really bad. But I had it in front of all 30 people where I collapsed on the chair. It's like a seizure. And I couldn't talk, and I contorted there. Guess how many people noticed there? How many people noticed? And I know this is a story I tell you over and over and over again there. How many people noticed? One man noticed. The only guy in the class, he noticed. He says, "Are you?" And he whispers. He was right behind me. He says, "You okay?" And I said, "Keep count. Keep count." It's a count of 8 there. Everybody taking the class was looking at their own reflection. Very few. Nobody really looked at me, and it's such a blessing that I had that experience, because then I realized that there's a saying, you wouldn't be so concerned about how others thought of you if you realized how infrequently they did. Uh, uh, Very few people think about, they're more concerned with how they're dressed, or if they've got their lipstick on their teeth. And I've done videos where I've had lipstick on my teeth. It just, how important is it? Again, how important is it there? And Jane was talking about having the measles twice there. And Pam, I don't believe I have your age, so I'm going to write that down. Pam is popped on, told her. All right, you know what, Chris? Thank you. Thank you. I'll read the transcripts later and get everybody's information right down there. So I'm not diverted there. So far we're talking about exhaustion. There, Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. There yeah, I don't know. It is. It's true. I also look at smoke and mirrors. I remember when I was working in this industry, and it's so much of life is how it appears to be. Uh, uh, it's all smoke and mirrors, is what another sales guy said. Uh, um, Jessica's talking about she had MS symptoms that started in 2004, and she was diagnosed in December of 2008, and started with mild depression and anxiety around 2004. She was diagnosed with bipolar, which I'll talk a little bit about that. Yes, that's what I was going to talk about, Josiane. I was actually in the very early 90s diagnosed with bipolar, and they put me on lithium and all this other stuff. And it was about, and I was on it for about 3 years. And my husband at the time said, "There's nothing wrong with you. Stop taking it." And I stopped taking this medication. I slowly weaned myself off of it. And I will say that it was associated with the MS. Some of the anxiety and the depression and stuff is a symptom of MS. Now, mental illness is a very real thing, but when you have MS, you can have an attack that leaves you with emotional swings or just crazy, just acting crazy there. Uh, um, yeah, and Jane, don't anybody who's had MS will tell you, or has it, will tell you that they got diagnosed, but they got diagnosed a good 5, 10 years after they had the first symptoms. Um, so I know I see my first symptoms. That is all right. Yeah, that is wonderful. You jumped. I love watching you guys go from Facebook over to YouTube. It just and participate in the chat there. And I love that. I love that you're on this. Calvin, Raymond, Josiah. You know, I know all your names there and your age, but I love that you're on. Uh, um, and I will ask, how is Abagio doing for you there? Uh, uh, how are you doing with that? Uh, um, and again, Jennifer, you don't stop your medication unless you go to your taking. Uh, uh, you're taking medication for psychiatric problems, go to your psychiatrist and say, "I suspect it has this may have something to do with my multiple sclerosis." So don't stop any of your medication unless it's with your under doctor's supervision. Remember, disclaimer time. Disclaimer time. We are not doctors. I am not a doctor. I only have MS there, and nothing you hear here is meant to be taken as gospel. Everything you hear here is meant to go to your doctor and to talk, to open a conversation there. If you go to msfrontiers.org, there's also just a bunch of information for people with MS to educate you so that you can have meaningful conversations with your neurologist there. And Chris was talking about her first symptoms starting in 1998, but she wasn't diagnosed in 2000 until 2001 there. Well, you know how you would know, to answer my question about how uh, Calvin's Abagio is going there. He said he thinks it's going okay. And the way that neurologists tell if it's working is if you've had any flares, any exacerbation, what does your MRI look like, that kind of thing. We have people talking to each other on this chat there, and Bridget and Jane are having a conversation. They're talking about uh, about the symptoms she had uh, well prior to being diagnosed there. And Pam also was talking about having major depression when she was 22. And it's hard because it's hard to know whether it's depression caused by puberty, causing because it's a bad time. When we're young, we tend to feel inadequate unless we have the red Nike swoosh or the Jordache jeans. All right, I'm dating myself, okay? And nowadays it's even worse. We're not allowed to be individuals and fit in there. Only where does our confidence go? And Polly is Kia's mother and is asking a wonderful question. And I'll answer that and I'll throw it out there to everybody on YouTube there. Does the heat bother us there? Um, uh, Absolutely. What the heat does is, if you can imagine that myelin sheath there is the rubber on the wire there, and imagine it getting heated, right? The wire is heated up, and now the rubber is stretched out there, and now the holes, the damage that we've had feels worse. All the old symptoms. If we had optic neuritis, we're worse. We're worse. We can't walk. Hi, Mace. But there's way too many symptoms. Heat makes us more crippled. Good news, and Chris says yes. Gina says yes. Hi, Gina. I didn't. You snuck in here. There. Everybody is just yes, 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 yes. Heat is, and Nadine said wanted to let you know, Polly, heat is not our friend there. And yeah, if we're hot, and it's bizarre, we could be walking to a situation and fine, absolutely fine, see right, talk right, everything, walking with a sit with a cane or walk. We sit down in the sun and we slowly get warm, and all of a sudden we can't walk, we can't think. A lot of us don't even feel like we're getting hotter. It's a common thing that when you have MS, longer you have MS, the worse it is. You can't feel that uh, you're getting worse. It's a bad thing. But here's good news, Polly. Is it bad for us? It's temporary. If you take someone with MS that is just crazy hot and people with MS have been known to die in jacuzzis because they get in the jacuzzi and then they get too warm, they can't get out. So hi Noel. So to answer your question, it can be very dangerous. But what to do there? Thank you, Jane. I'm getting time checks. I love you. Thank you. If you take a thing of ice water, cold water, and you dump it over someone with MS, how do you get those conductive nerves working again, Polly. Um, cool them down as quickly as possible. Put water on their head. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. When someone with MS, and I get in trouble there, what's the best emergency thing? Best thing to do when you're around Kia is you have your thing of water there, dump it over her head, cool her down as quick as possible. And because she may not know that she is wilting. My husband looks at me when I'm weeding, or I'm out, and all of a sudden I can't stand anymore. He's going to come and pick me up. In California, he used to turn on the sprinklers and hose me down there. Let's see, Daniel. Let's see. Cold showers. Daniel's talking about cold showers. Put people in the cold shower there, and a lot of people, and cooling towels. Bridget's talking about cooling towels. I've got one of those plastic polyester cooling towels that you get it wet and you put it in the tube and you put it in the refrigerator. The problem is, Polly, is that say you go to Home Depot when it's 100 degrees out, and Kia's walking in Home Depot, and all of a sudden, uh, it's an emergency situation. I guess you can push her into air conditioning, get her in there, and sitting there. But ice packs aren't easily accessible. And if you go into the car, they're oh, I'll let you know what I just saw is that my husband has a fountain, and the birds love to take bird baths in there, but the birds keep landing on the very top of the fountain and tipping it over, and it keeps breaking there. All right. Now, Nadine and Jane and everybody's saying, Polly, is that best thing is if you're out in the yard, if she's out in the yard, to have a hose with her so she can cover. And that's true. Great idea. You're funny girl. And Jane says, have your own wet t-shirt contest in the backyard there when nobody can see. And all right, and Chris, I want to see what Chris said, because Chris talks about, all right, can't I think it went by too fast. But anyway, ice packs are a wonderful thing to have on hand. But a lot of times the ice packs are too cool. We with MS, a thing that happens when you have MS there is that if you are completely hot and somebody dumps ice on you, right? All of a sudden you turn into Barbie girl or Barbie boy, or you turn into stiff as a board there. So you have to be very really careful. Kind of like, think about being on a beach there. You walk it down, and that cold water of the ocean comes and hits your feet there, and all of a sudden you have an attack of spasticity there, and that means you jerk, you get really stiff there. uh, um, Pam's talking about hydrating, making sure that you're readily hydrated. And I'm a big fan of carrying around water there. Uh, about the wet rags or the cooling rags you can get at Home Depot or Amazon, and keep it damp and put it in the refrigerator. And when you get hot, you can put it over. Really, it stays cool a long time. Uh, yeah, Jane says, yeah, Jane, that's because you're callous. Jane says it doesn't matter who's in your backyard when you're hot and you decide to have a wet t-shirt contest because you're way too hot and you're in trouble. That's true. It and also it's true. Dignity drops. You're willing to put yourself out there a heck of a lot more, uh, depending on how desperate you are in that situation. Uh, Shenanigans. You're funny, funny girl. Jane is funny. Jane is funny girl. Josiane is talking about a husband who tells her all the time to get inside when it's hot. You know what, Josiane, it's the same thing. It's my husband's always yelling at me, get inside, get inside when it's too hot because I am perpetually cold. I went to the gym yesterday, and they take your temperature every time you come in. I don't know why. Uh, uh, I just don't know why. But they took my temperature, and I always ask, "What's my temperature?" Well, there was a guy standing there, and they said 94. Well, I know it's not 94. It's a false read there. This guy that was overheard, he says 94. I said, yeah, I live in a cryogenic state. I'm always cold, so going out when it's 90 degrees from the ice cold air conditioning is a wonderful thing for me. Uh, uh, it's just it's a wonderful thing there. Colleen, you are back. And you know what, Colleen, you're on the list of regulars. You haven't been with us for a while, and I know all about you. Colleen from Illinois. You're from Illinois there. Uh, all right. All right. So I'm what I'm trying to do is again make it about you guys. You guys are the stars. I'm only the host. So what I'm trying to do is read how you were participating. Uh, Pam, you still smoke? All right, somebody's talking about smoking there. I and Andrea. Uh, you know what, Mace? The minute in fact, Mace is talking about how we people with MS strive to be normal, right? How many people on YouTube strive? And let's use that as the topic right now. Um, can we be normal? Can we be normal? All right, Gina, what did you say there that is creating that kind of response there? Um, Gina talks about overheating happens so quickly, even we don't recognize it until it's too late. And I absolutely 100% agree. Gina, you are absolutely right there. Uh, uh, you know what, it's true. It's and I think that's where my husband gets very upset there. It typically is too late. uh, I never recognize when I get overheated, and he recognized because he says I wilt like a flower. I'll curl up in a ball and I'll take a nap there, and he bad stuff. All right, so we're talking. We only strive to be normal. Mace, that's at the beginning. We strive to be normal at the beginning. Anything to be normal, anything. Uh, but I understand. But anyway, Polly, next time if you can get on YouTube, Polly's leaving us on Facebook there. Next time if you can get on YouTube there and participate in the chat, that would be great. And the reason why I know I'm going back to Mace's comment about striving to be normal. What and you know, when it comes into conflict is you remember how hard it was to to need your cane, wanting to use your cane for security, but being so afraid you wouldn't look like everyone else. I was so young, I just did not want to be seen with a cane there. A cane made me different there. The longer we live with MS, and the more difficult it is, the more we look at these things like canes or walkers as aids to make us uh, more like other people. I mean, I'm walking upright. I'm not in a wheelchair, and it's because I'm lifting myself up. Uh, uh, am I normal? I can't dance in the middle of a dance floor at a club anymore. I don't have the energy to run with people and go bar hopping. I don't drink. I can't. I may have a glass of wine, but I can't keep up because I've got a numb cognitive or cerebral cortex. Add alcohol to the numb cerebral cortex, and now it's like now all the symptoms of being drunk are even worse. So what is normal to us? Uh, I don't know. I don't know about you, but normal to me is going to bed at 11 o'clock every night and waking up at 6 or 7, reading my book. Yeah, booze. We're talking about booze. Remember when booze was so much fun, and I love red wine there, but it's half of, and that's a very 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 good question. Is it age that makes us callous or makes us not want to be normal? Uh, um, be okay with not being normal, or is it MS? I find, Mace, that MS ages our mind. It forces us to recognize that, just I started taking. Here's an example. I started taking Ditropan or Detrol. Vesicare. I started taking that in my 30s there. Well, anybody over the age of 70 was taking the same thing. So all of a sudden, I could relate to what a 70-year-old was. It is use it or lose it. We had to come back from stroke like attacks there. So we when you meet somebody with a stroke and they say I'm fighting to get stronger again, it's like I know that I've stroked out with MS. It's affected the nerves, and now we had to regenerate the nerves or learn to work around the nerves there. Colleen talked about, yeah, uh, she feels like she's 70, and I often do too. I feel that this is another skort for those of you watching on Facebook there. So it's impossible for me to Sharon Stone you. And I know you wouldn't tell me, we're looking up your skirt. It's not a skirt, it's a skort, tennis skort. Anyway, it's true. Uh, uh, it's true. I remember somebody asked me, "Hi, Minako. Uh, Such a blessing to have you." And she's here from, I believe, Japan, right? And she's been a fierce MS person early on there. And when we talked a little bit about, in fact, you remember that because half my face is that Bell's palsy. And we talked, it's okay. All right, so we talked a little bit about uh, uh, I remember when I was turning 40, a long time ago, somebody said, "How old are you?" And I said, "Well, I'm turning 72 in a 40-year-old's body." It just, you never knew how unimportant age was until you experience what coming back from different issues. It just, there is no limitation. And one of my greatest blessings is being stripped of dignity in certain situations and being forced to be so embarrassed and looking at that and redefining uh, what I could do so I wouldn't be embarrassed in the future. Why am I embarrassed? Why? There. Uh, Chris, what? All right, I'm making you guys laugh. I'm making Chris laugh out loud. What exactly did I say that made you laugh there? I've got so much of that, but again, we've stroked dignity. Yeah, it's true, dignity. You know what? I used to at one point with you, you'd have your greatest shoes on, and all of a sudden you have to go to the bathroom and you're not going to make it there, and you'd rather put your legs as close together and pee down your pants and your nice shoes and ruin the uh, and you do that a couple times, so then all of a sudden you think, you know what, you Febreze your shoes and you wash them and you wash your clothes and it's all nice, and all of a sudden you think, you know, I would have rather drop trout in the middle of the road there than ruin uh, my outfit of the day there. And I'll talk a little bit about that. We were in the 3rd of July Patriot Parade here in Bel Air, Maryland there, and it just, yeah, it just, you know, again, how important is it? Uh, uh, you know, it's a blessing to be able to uh, face decisions. You know, how important is your dignity? Where does your dignity lie there? And how important is that versus how important it is for you to separate your mind from your body and realize it's like taking a puppy. If your brain is taking a puppy or a child uh, out and about. Does that puppy, are you giving it water? Are you giving it a place to go to the bathroom? You know, you almost have to separate yourself from that. Are you exercising it? Are you feeding it right? Are you giving it its medicine? When you start separating that, then dignity isn't something that your body's fault. It's the fact that your brain hasn't set up enough rescue opportunities. Your shoes, you've got beautiful shoes, you've got beautiful clothes on there. And if you have a puppy who's wrapped up in a beautiful blanket there, and this puppy has to go, are you going to let him wet his outfit, or are you going to take him outside and you know, you're going to pull over on the side of the road and open your car door and you know, sit on the side of your car and just go to the bathroom so you don't pee on your beautiful shoes, or you don't, you know, there's, because ultimately whether you ruin your shoes or not, ultimately uh, it's going to be our fault. It's going to be our brain's fault because we didn't take care of our pet body, you know. So whether you wear clothing, you take your medication, you wear incontinence issues, or you train yourself to go to the bathroom every time you walk into a place that has the utilities there. It's a learning process there. Let's see. When someone said, yeah, yeah. So when people say, "How old are you?" Again, it's you can. Oh, thank you, Jane, for the time check. I've got 5 more minutes here there. And thank you, Chris. Uh, uh, yeah, both of you guys are giving me time. I love you guys so much. Is by everybody on YouTube give me a time check there and experiencing that you guys recognize that this is your channel, and again, you are the stars there, and I just hope I hope that I have done a good job at reading everybody. Pam's talking about, you know what, about incontinence. You know what, incontinence and and ultimately, Pam, being kind to yourself when that happens there. And I've done many videos on incontinence with MS and how to deal with it there on this YouTube channel, Dulci Hill, and it's different playlists. So you're welcome to go to that and look at that. Also, please go to msfrontiers.org and look at the resources we have for you. If you go to YouTube Dulcie Hill and subscribe to the channel, you'll get an email when we're about to go live, which will be on Thursday at 11 o'clock. We'll do this again. And according to that, I will let you guys know. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you, and may the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, keep your hearts and minds on Christ Jesus. And again, I just pray that we all got some sort of comfort from each other on this. Again, Mace, thank you for joining us there. Mace, I'd love for you to join the YouTube group, because every time that you mention something on Facebook, they don't see. I'm trying to read back and forth, so you guys all can support. Hi, Sammy, and again, Manaka. I don't know whether you can jump over to YouTube. If you can, I'll continue to do this Facebook live event and read back and forth. Again, this is MS Live, and I'm your host, Dulcie Hill. You guys are the stars there. Gina, I love you. Jessica, Pam. Again, if you haven't given me your name, age, where you live, type of MS you have, and the medication you are on. If you're on Facebook, message me with that information. And if you're on YouTube, in the chat, if you can put it there, and I'll review, and I'll add that to a list of regulars there. And again, I just want you to know how much I know you guys love each other, and I love how you support each other, and how you support me, how meaningful my life has become with this disease. Isn't it worth it? Isn't it worth it to have MS, to be in this club? I mean, yeah, honestly, who knew? Who knew? Anyway, I love you all. It is all right. I got one more minute there. Any last things? So there's lots of hearts. Let's see. And there's people say, Jennifer's saying, enjoy the beautiful part of today. Let's see. Multitasking is exhausting. It is. That is wonderful. All right. I love you all, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye. Hi, I'm Dulcie Hill, and welcome to MS Live, a peer support channel. I'm going to share this